tip. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. In this game, we'll see the Denver Nuggets against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan with me tonight. Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. And Allie LaForce is reporting on the sideline. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. Out to the forward, it'll be McDaniels and Randall. And it's Gobert in at the center position. And for the Nuggets, in at the guard spots, Murray and Brown. Inside for him, it's Gordon and Jokic. And it's Johnson in at the three, the small forward.
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
You know, these two teams rack up the assists. Greg, they pride themselves on playing unselfish basketball.
Yeah, both sides preach player and ball movement, getting everyone involved. It makes both teams that much more difficult to defend.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. And the basket by Johnson.
You know, Jamal Murray has no problem being the facilitator when he sees open teammates.
Outside for Randall. Fires top of the key. And it's Denver with the rebound.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive action.
And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Out to Edwards. Nailed from three-point land. Edwards got 5 points so far.
Well, look, Edwards plays with a lot of confidence, which makes him deadly off the catch.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first. And using his length, getting in close to stuff it down. That's just too easy.
A premier offense for the Nuggets, but defensively, Stan, there has been some slippage.
Well, they've had to make some tough financial decisions, letting some of their defensive-minded veterans depart in free agency over the years. They got to wonder who will step up, but it often takes young players a little longer at the defensive end. Well, he's not an elite three-point shooter, but Gordon makes just enough threes to be a threat from out there.
Edwards. And Gobert with the basket on the assist from Edwards. Gobert's got his second basket of the night.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
On the wing, DiVincenzo. He's covered by Murray. The shot's good from DiVincenzo.
And this team looking to get him the ball and get him in rhythm quickly.
Yeah, it's a good start for him. Let's see if they can keep getting him the ball in that area.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Pass to Gobert. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy Gobert is improving his perimeter defense as well, Greg. It's helped his overall game.
Yeah, teams have looked to pull him outside and test his lateral quickness. But I tell you, he holds up better than you think, and we know his presence at the rim.
So Coach Van Gundy, after 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards, his last coming in 2024, do you think Rudy Gobert has a chance at another?
Well, look, Kevin, I think Rudy continues to play at just as high a level defensively. But now as the game has changed, I think we're starting to reward guys with those awards who can not only protect the rim and make it tough on teams, but can go out on the perimeter and guard multiple positions. So I think it'll be tough for him to get a fifth.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, the Timberwolves coach Chris Finch said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot.
Takes a lot of control to hit that mid-ranger, and McDaniels has it.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. So Denver ends up going with a whole new group. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Anderson comes in for Julius Randle. Ayo Dosunmu is checked in for Edwards. And Bones Hyland subbed in for Dante DiVincenzo. And so it's Hyland who brings the ball up for the Timberwolves, trailing by 2. Denver's gone 4 of 5 from three-point land to get things going here in the first. Watson's shot is good.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Hyland misses.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Pickett. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing. Timberwolves trail by 5. Hyland passes to Reid, and Reid throws it down.
Showing off his power. Reid gave the dunk everything he had.
Watson for 3, and that comes off the assist by Jones. Watson's got 6.
And both teams here in a nice rhythm offensively, and that really says as much about the lack of D as it does either's O.
Shot by McDaniels, no good. The Nuggets leading by 6. Takes the 3. Watson's shot is off. Minnesota with the ball. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Well, a careless foul, and he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Julius Randle comes in for Anderson, and it's Clark in for McDaniels. Last one's off, and they'll settle for 2 points. Here's Pickett. He has yet to score. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
You know what, didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
The wide open look here for Hyland. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Here's Jones. And so it's the Denver Nuggets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And their three-point shooting has paved the way for them. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Denver.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And also, they're doing something you don't see as much anymore, and that is converting time and time again from the mid-range.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Randle and Reid holding down the post spots. Dosunmu is out there with Bones Hyland, and it's Clark in its small forward.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Pass to Randle. And Randle throws it down.
Not enough defense there. Allowing Randle to get that close is a recipe for disaster.
Outside Hardaway. Shoots the 3. And it's Murray that time on the assist from Hardaway. Murray's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And you assemble an all-swagger team. Jamal Murray and is on that roster.
Well, you're right, Kevin. And look, where players really gain their confidence, their swagger, if you will, in this league is when you play your best on the biggest stages in the playoffs. Jamal Murray has certainly done that. He has earned his swag.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. He's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. And there's the drive. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Denver leading by 3. Hardaway finds Watson. Shoots over Highland. It's Clark with the rebound. And Clark has got the ball here for Minnesota. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Denver's gone 7 of 9 on three-pointers tonight. Outstanding mark from long range. Here's Watson. Can't hit from the elbow. Timberwolves trail by 3. With the drive, three-pointer, Randall. They grab their own miss. Dosunmu. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Hardaway for 3. That's in there. Murray with the assist. Murray's got 6 assists now in the game. To the right side. Here's Highland. Off target from three-point range.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach. Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Outside for Randall. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, a new ownership group taking over for the Timberwolves. There remains a commitment to continuity on the basketball side. And while creating a replacement for the league's second oldest arena is a priority, they made it clear their commitment is to remain in Minnesota.
You'll love to hear it. All right, Shams, we thank you for the report. And the shot goes down.
Well, as a scorer, Edwards finds his points in so many ways.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. A different look for Denver. Authors checked in, and it's Aaron Gordon in for Bruce Brown. Timberwolves also changing it up. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Dosunmu. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks a lot. Anthony Edwards is truly a superstar on the rise. He said, quote, "People forget how young I am. I'm not even touching my prime yet. I'm just trying to get more efficient as every year goes by." Guys, back to you.
Yep, a star on the rise. Allie LaForce with the report. Hey, Allie, thanks. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Edwards. Takes it off the glass. And 11 points for Anthony Edwards.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Randall outside. There's the 3. Edwards drills the 3.
I love how competitive Edwards is. He relishes getting revenge like this.
Here's Strother. And McDaniels with the block. Fires the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. Edwards got his 3rd assist on the night. Here's Strother. Scoreless thus far. Here's McDaniels. Corner shot. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Here's Gordon. Misses off the right eye.
Well, if you have the space, you have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense honest.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Strother. Hits it from three-point range. Strother's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Randall no good. Denver in the lead.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
For three, Edwards. And they'll get another chance. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Nuggets lead by 3. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
Yeah, he hasn't been settling. He's getting to the rim, and that's him at his best.
Johnson is in the front court alongside Gordon. In at the guard spots, Murray and Brown. And it's Jokic in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Well, Coach, we know there's a lot of expectations tied to a #1 pick. Sometimes they fall flat, but that has not been the case so far with Anthony Edwards.
Oh, it sure as heck hasn't, Kevin. But I think it starts with Anthony Edwards welcomed the expectations. He wanted the expectations, and he has pushed himself to play to that level on a nightly basis, and he's done it.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. A 2-point game over Gobert, and it's Jokic missing. For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Edwards loves it in there.
Edwards plays with such ferocity.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Johnson for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Johnson's got 15.
Well, he's been resourceful tonight, not wasting opportunities.
DiVincenzo can't hit it. Denver leading by 3. And we saw last season the Nuggets, GA, in the final week of the regular season, making a coaching change and a shift in their front office.
A pretty rare situation. Seemed like there'd been a power struggle, and rather than choosing sides, the decision was to just make a fresh start.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Here's Johnson. The wing jumper off target. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Randall from outside. Rebound by Murray. Denver's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. On the wing, Murray. Here's the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. He's got 8.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc. Well, you guys know I love analytics, but I still like the mid-range, especially when he's taking the shot.
DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. Gobert, it's good on the putback. Gobert's got it all tied up now for Minnesota.
And Gobert showing how much he wanted that basket.
Here's Brown. Minnesota with the rebound. Edwards got his 4th rebound in this one. Down low, here's DiVincenzo. That's in, coming off the assist from Edwards. DiVincenzo's got the lead up to 2 now for Minnesota. Gordon uses the glass to finish the layup. Gordon's got 9 points.
Yeah, that's a strong finish there by Gordon, right through the contact.
Here's McDaniels. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
Well, he can get you the ball in a number of ways, that time with a great bounce pass.
Jacks up a 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And when his jumper's going down, Gordon's game goes to another level.
No one near Randall as he lets it go. And there are the Timberwolves with another bucket. Well, you often hear that the skill level in the league has never been higher, Greg, and some say this is the peak of the game. What do you think?
And I'll tell you this, Kevin, I'm not complaining. If the league can improve upon this, the sky is really the limit.
And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by McDaniel. A different look for Denver. Peyton Watson, he's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Bruce Brown comes in for Johnson. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Christian Brown. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Ayo Dosunmu is checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Now here's Dosunmu. Here's McDaniels. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. McDaniels got 7 now in this quarter. Brown outside. Traps in the tray.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Hardaway against Edwards. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Great focus from Hardaway. Draws the foul and completes the play.
Both teams will make substitutions. The Nuggets shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
Right, we see a lot of change in the NBA, but Nikola Jokic always seems to stay in the MVP conversation.
And not just in it, at the top of it. His ability to affect the game is basically unmatched. He dominates in just about every single aspect.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
Yeah, and you can feel the pace picking up in this second half. Both teams have dialed up the intensity.
Highland misses.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Knocks down the 3-ball. And now an 8-point Nugget lead.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
And so it's Denver with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter.